has been made throughout your coaching career that you'll only accept jobs on teams that have championship potential. Hard to say that with this particular group. Was that part of the equation to challenge yourself in a different way?
To come back to this team was a tremendous challenge. We have a hole in talent, but it's a challenge because I think we can rebuild and reestablish. And this is the town of, the Lakers. The Lakers are in love with the team of this town.
Phil gets the biggest ovation, standing O by many of the people here.
Phil has always enjoyed handing out books to his players to broaden their horizons. One of his favorites being Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. He has continued that tradition with the Lakers, even providing his own book, The Last Season. Kobe Bryant says he has not yet gotten around to reading it, but it should be pointed out that Phil adds more favorable comments about Kobe in the paperback edition. Up next, a look at the game's original coaching legend, Red Auerbach. Phil Jackson has had his own formula for success. It includes not just strong defense and the triangle offense, but elements of psychology, philosophy, even Zen Buddhism and Native American lore. But the NBA's first mastermind was Red Auerbach. Now, Red's methods were more old school, yet just as effective, as he built the Celtics into the game's greatest dynasty.
The first 10 or so years of his professional coaching career, this is the guy who can't win the big one.
Winning it all in 1957 changed all that, but losing in 58 made him hungrier than ever, and he would drive the Celtics to regain the title with his trademark ferocity.
His approach was hardline, do it this way because I tell you to do it this way. His MO was fear and intimidation. As they say, that's what guys responded to in those days.
I mean, if a guy acts up or something like that, I used to say to him, would you like to play in Siberia? They look at me. I said, yeah, like Minneapolis. I said, you keep doing what you're doing. I said, I'll arrange it. See, that's fear.
Our practice sessions are tough, and we play a long, hard season.
Auerbach was the kind of guy who made things extremely difficult for us if we didn't win. Punishing practices, long practices, and the message was very clear. We could not afford to lose because he would make us miserable.
What made Red arguably the greatest coach in NBA history was his ability to read and understand and manipulate men. He understood the psyches, the whims, and what buttons to push.
He had a way of making one or two guys mad or something before a ball game to stimulate you, to get you going.
Like a guy would be in the locker room before the game, maybe having a cup of tea or something like that. He'd say, look at you, we got a big game going on, and here sitting here drinking tea. Can't you play without your tea? Or another guy might have a candy bar. He'd just pick on the most mundane, stupid things that he could pick on to get your attention.
I call what the Celtics was under Red Auerbach basketball's Cosa Nostra. He made us believe, like the Cosa Nostra, this was our thing. At 2 minutes of a ball game and the Celtics down 10, this would be the conversation. Has anybody got anything? And you were expected to tell him what you thought you could do.
Again, it's Red being smarter than everybody else. Like, let them think that it's their idea, and they'll try even harder to execute the play instead of pounding something at them that they don't want to do.
I respected Russell. I respected Cousy and Heinsohn and Ramsey and all those guys. I respected them. They were college people. They were intelligent.
I've never been around a man who managed men in my life any better than Red Auerbach. Particularly the egos he had to deal with, the cross cultures he had to deal with, and all the variations in the kinds of people that I saw him be associated with.
By the time he stepped down in 1966, Red had guided Boston to 9 NBA titles. That record would stand until 2002 when Phil Jackson tied it with his 9th championship as a head coach. Red has had some intriguing things to say about Jackson's accomplishments, and we'll give Phil a chance to respond a bit later on. But up next, we take a look at his transformation from player to coach. After starring at the University of North Dakota, Phil Jackson came to New York in 1967, and he spent